pucung dia kaina lama, sekutu buli-buli, semain tena casa, sepila jafuzi, oleh. The language Kristang or Malacca Portuguese has been passed down to the generations without the aid of schools. So it's a miracle that language survived since 1511 or 1641 until today. Today, we can safely say that we possess our own identity as a community with our own language. We are the descendants of those who are left behind. We're not complaining. Actually, we are a proud people. Sadly, the young people take their cultural heritage, their language, their ancestry for granted. That is a fact. I don't blame him because the environment is different. When I was growing up, I was more exposed to Kristang practically every day. A little bit of Malay and very little English. But today's world, less is spoken in the house. It's either English or Bahasa Malaysia. So I don't blame the kids if they don't pick up because they're not exposed. But my son, when he was here, is like just pick up a little bit simple words, but couldn't really speak. Maybe he could understand, but he couldn't speak. But when he went to Singapore to work, suddenly he feels he wants to communicate in secret with his friend. So now he feels that there is a value in the language. It's a secret language. People don't know. So now he feels, hey, at least I want to know and learn a bit more. So that's one of my aim in my book is to slowly put the language in, to learn it in a fun way. Not learn like in school, no. We also use the local method of spelling and writing. Make it interesting, make it fun. And then from there, hopefully they pick up the phrases, the words. And then maybe later they say, why don't we have a Portuguese class? Why don't we start learning to speak? That is the aim. The traditions, the cultural festivals, the things that we grew up with. So record them and then try to document it as much information as I can. And then that I will archive, and then that can also be used for further research for the future. So all these things are important because the old generation are slowly moving on. So it's important now that we realize we must record them. Because if we don't, the younger generation will suffer. They will lose track of their, shall I say, roots. So ours is still important. We can connect the past and the future. Because I feel I have a mission. The mission is to try to get as much as I can remember into a book. At the same time, to preserve the language, promote the community as a whole. I have got the momentum. I've got it started. I'm not going to stop here. I'm definitely wanting to go and do as much as I can before I close my eyes. I'm a man with a mission now. Malacca was called the Venice of the East. So you imagine how glorious the past of the Malacca was. And in Malacca, it was recorded that 84 languages were spoken in the marketplace, meaning traders from east and west congregated in Malacca to trade. So Malacca was a special place for the Portuguese. But unfortunately, I will say again, unfortunately, when the Dutch took over Malacca, the Portuguese totally abandoned Malacca. If you go to Portugal, Malacca is hardly seen in their map, their world map. Is conspicuously missing. The common Portuguese was basically founded in the 1930s. Prior to that, like I said, people live in Tronqueira, Kubu, that's the historical settlement. Originally it was 28 acres. Now because some is taken by the convent, the customs, so the land that is occupied by the residents is about 24 acres, give and take. Number of houses is about 120 houses. Number of residents is about 1,200. We have our own festivals, so one of the most popular is San Pedro, besides Christmas. We have two major issues here now. One is the major reclamation that's taking place in front of our seafront. Besides that, we have a problem here in Common Portuguese with regard to the land status. See, when the Common Portuguese was created, it was on Dutch title. Dutch title means freehold, 999 years. In the 1950s, the land status was changed to Crown land. Crown land means government land. It was not an issue then, but today it's an issue because some of the lease is only having 30 more years or even less than that. If you cannot say hold possession of this land, tomorrow anybody can come and buy, or the government acquire for some other thing, like in Banahile, The church is there, there's about 10 families. After that, no more. Tengkera, no more. Bunga Raya, no more. Kubu, no more. Only here. So if this place go, you can imagine what happens. The whole community will just disappear. So I hope the present government will look into our plight and at least help us with the renewal of the land status. We're not against development, but development does not be at our expense. Follow the EIA strictly. EIA said 750 meters. But here to there, we measure it's only 300 meters. And then at least consult the people. There's no consultation, hardly any. Okay, even if they don't consult, but when we raise our issue, take our issue seriously. I say, this is the only community of this nature, this part of the world. You destroy this community, you can't replace it anymore. So it's like the golden goose you are killing. As a whole, Malacca is not about huge buildings, tall buildings, not about even shopping. Malacca is history. Malacca is culture. Malacca is its people. Malacca is its cultural heritage of the minorities. Malacca is its festivals, unique communities. I mean, that is Malacca. That is Malacca's strong point, not this. This is destroying Malacca. So they have robbed us of our seafront. They have robbed us of our horizon. But still, we want to close up everything and destroy the whole community. So it's very unfair. Why you want to gain something not tangible or something not sustainable and lose something more sustainable, something that is more Malacca in terms of history and culture, and you want to build this kind of project. Now they want to reclaim, recently approved. EIA approved another 1,000 acres. And if you want to reclaim, you must have at least a viable development plan. How many cruise terminals can you support in Malacca? How many cruise ships will come here? From our information, there is application for 3 cruise terminals in this small area. 3 cruise terminals, no? It doesn't make sense now. Do a proper job. Follow whatever is recommended. Do something that is sustainable. Do something that is environmentally friendly. That time, in the 1970s or 80s, we were not aware of all these concerns with regard to heritage that is being buried in the seabed. But today we are aware. So we want the government to take all the necessary studies to make sure there is no more wrecks that is worth salvaging in the water before they approve reclamation. That is our stand today. We are a seafaring community. The sea, I say, is part of our way of life. So the sea, if you take it away, it's like just as good as killing us. A lot of people say fishing is a sunset industry because fishing is getting more difficult by the day. When I was fishing, it was simple. Satu perahu, satu engine, satu maybe kind of net. You can already survive as a fisherman. You can bring up your family. You can give them food. You can give them education. Finally, they can grow up and maybe get a good job. Okay, you can do that. But today, a fisherman with this boat cannot survive because all our coastal areas are destroyed. You got to build a boat almost double the size, triple the cost to go further out to fish. A bigger boat to go further out because of safety. Those days, 20 pieces of nets you drift, you can maybe catch certain amount of fish to sell to get some money. But today you need double or triple the amount of nets. So your boat must be bigger. Your capital must be higher. Your engine must be bigger. So to be a fisherman is not cheap nowadays. Those days, langai, you can earn a living. Just push in the water, 2 hours, 3 hours, you get maybe $50 worth of prawns, you sell, you got income. You don't need to have a boat, you don't need to have an engine. So they go and work. No choice. So you have to be a full-time fisherman because you have to be licensed and also you need bigger boat, bigger capital. Duit minyak RM50, jual RM60. Then makan apa?
Fishing more happy. We can see the fish.
My hometown. Home sweet home. Wherever you go, you need to come back here.